My name is. What? My name is. Who? My name is.
I got 5 boys. I don't know what. I ain't got nothing to tell them no more. You can't walk away no more.
Well, for starters, it's very simple. Don't bring a knife to a track meet. It's crazy because she's out here acting like her boys are in danger because a black man or child, whatever, about to be 18, was found guilty for stabbing a white kid through the heart and killing him. So he was found guilty on murder for stabbing Austin Metcalf through the heart and killing him at a track meet with a knife he was not supposed to have at that track meet. She's acting like, what is she supposed to do about her boys? Ma'am, the biggest threat to your boys is not white people. It's other black boys, other black men. Around 9 out of 10 times a black man is murdered, he's murdered at the hands of another black person. Our criminal justice system is not out here targeting black people. She's overreacting to a situation that she does not need to be reacting to in this way. And it makes her look goofy, uneducated, ignorant, and stupid. I guess black parents need to teach their children about things like this because, yeah, you bring a knife to defend yourself, but now you're possibly going to jail for the rest of your life. He was not about to be beaten to death at that track meet, and there's no need for him to have a knife. But rather than acknowledging the uncomfortable truths and realities of the situation, we just want to claim and play victim. And what am I going to tell my boys now? Tell your boys to not bring knives to track meets. Tell your boys to hang around with good people, make good decisions, don't sell drugs, don't do drugs, don't hang out with gangbangers. Tell them to go become a productive member of society who consistently brings value. There are a lot of things that she could be telling her boys.
Yo, what he said. He brought that smoke for him. What's going on? What's going on, Patriots? This your boy Jay from Hood Politics checking in. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're gonna start this one off a little different, man. We just gonna start this off sending out our thoughts and prayers. I'm gonna skip it all that BS because this is kind of long. You know what I mean? So I want to send out my thoughts and prayers out, man, to the Metcalf family, to Austin Metcalf and the Metcalf family, man. And I want to say, man, I'm disappointed in the black community right now. I know y'all really don't care. And honestly, I don't care that y'all don't care. I just want you to know, man, that I'm disappointed. The way y'all out here acting, man. The way y'all acting over something as what's the phrase I'm looking for? We just gonna say something as plain as day, you know, is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that boy was wrong, man. You know he was wrong. You know he was wrong. You know he was wrong. And y'all out here showing your asses, man. Showing your asses, man. And now I got Stephen A. pulled up. You know what I mean? I want to react to Stephen A. because Stephen A. finally opened his mouth about the situation. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know why he did. You know what I'm saying? Anytime Stephen A. tells the truth, you know, the woke blacky black mob, the pro blacks, they come at him and they chew his head off, man. And I'm late making this video, so yes, I already know they have already came for him and chewed his head off already. Talking about when you see him, talking about they and see this is what I'm talking about, man. See, he trying to stay. You trying to play this up and down the middle, Steve, and it ain't gonna work out for you, man. The way you think it is, man. It is not, man. I promise you, it's not, bro. See, right now it's still words and everything, but you know them people radical, man. You know them people are radical, man. So you better either be quiet or you better pick a side, man. Straight up, because this plan, I'm conservative with my money and I'm liberal everywhere else. Yeah, that don't work, bro. Not with the black liberals. It don't. Not with the liberals. Period. They don't play that game, man. Yo, liberals, and see, this is what y'all don't want to understand. This is what y'all don't want to understand. The older Democrats, man. Y'all is being overran by radicals, bro. Y'all being overran by radicals, and they tearing y'all party apart, and they tearing this country apart, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is a prime example right here, man. Everybody know this boy is wrong. Everybody know this boy is wrong. Not only is he wrong, he caught a break. They gave him a chance to see the streets again. And now people crying about that, talking about some 35 years, that's too long, that's too long. Y'all gonna see, man. Let's get into this.
Welcome to this latest edition of Straight Shooter with yours truly. Obviously, you have to be living under a rock to not know what that video is stemming from. It's stemming from a teen by the name of Carmelo Anthony being found guilty of first-degree murder in Texas and getting sentenced to 35 years in prison. And there's a lot of people raising holy hell about it because they think that the verdict is excruciatingly unfair. Carmelo Anthony is his name. He's 19 years of age. Was indicted on first-degree murder in a fatal stabbing of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a track meet in Frisco, Texas. This happened in April of 2025. Prosecutors called the stabbing senseless and plain and simple murder, while the defense argued that Anthony acted in self-defense. Following the announcement of the jury's sentencing of 35 years, Metcalf's parents spoke, and obviously people were in an uproar outside. And I'll get to all of that in a second outside the courthouse. To me, I've been very, very hesitant to comment on this because obviously all the facts, you want to make sure that you have all the facts in play and what have you. And upon reading about the facts, hearing what happened from witnesses, from what was they said, Carmelo Anthony told them what happened himself, and what information and what evidence was deduced, we're looking at the fact that he was sentenced to 35 years. What I'm getting tired of is folks coming to the situation a bit late. All of this noise that's being made about the verdict, how come the noise wasn't made from open and tap to make sure proper representation was provided? So therefore, we couldn't be sitting back after a sentencing of 35 years in prison was handed down, looking to correct the error of the court's ways in your mind. Let me state for the record and get this out the way right now. I am not happy that Carmelo Anthony got sentenced to 35 years. I'm not happy with the sentencing because I'm not happy with the makeup of the jury. 18 jurors, about 6 minorities, none of whom happen to be black. I don't believe that's being judged by a jury of your peers. Here's the reality, though. That's all I can say.
Well, Mr. Smith. For your information, he was judged by a jury of his peers. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news to everybody out there, man, who keeps screaming, there wasn't no black people. Let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell you something. Let me explain this to you. Being judged by a jury of your peers do not mean being judged by people with the same color skin as you. Okay? So we're just going to toss that one on out the window, man. We're going to move on for that one. We're going to move on from that one. You know what I'm saying? Being judged by a jury of your peers do not mean being judged with the people with the same pigmentation that you have, man. You understand me? Being judged by a jury of your peers means being judged by people that lives out there in the community. The community. That's what that means. And since when, man? I mean, what happened to black and brown pride, yo? What happened to black and brown pride? Strong, struggle. What happened to all that, man? You know what I'm saying? It's brown people on the jury. The black people ain't on there because they didn't want to be on there. What you talking about, Jay? What you mean they didn't want to be on there, man? Listen, everybody know how to get in and out of jury duty. You feel me? They asked them people, would they be biased? And they said yes. Now, what makes you think that they wanted to be on the jury? My guess is they like, man, I'm finna say the craziest is so I can get out of this. I don't want no parts of it. Because that's what I'd have did. But let's continue.
That is all I can say. Carmelo Anthony murdered Austin Metcalf.
Indeed, he did.
There is no other way to slice it. How else do you explain, or can you explain you at a track meet appearing in a visitor's tent, Austin Metcalf and his brother, according to reports, come over to you asking you to leave because you're sitting under their tent. An argument ensues. Folks have said it spanned more than 5-6 minutes. Others said it went as long as 15. A two-hand shove is believed to have happened by one witness. Another witness said it was a one-hand shove. How does that justify Carmelo Anthony pulling out a knife and stabbing Austin Metcalf to death?
Don't do it, Steve.
How?
Don't do it. You about to go there.
How?
You about to go down the path you don't want to, man.
Some would argue, what the hell were you doing at the track meet with a knife to begin with?
Some.
Others would argue it wasn't like you were in fear for your life. There were witnesses around. There were people around. At worst, they might have expected fisticuffs, if that.
Who is these some and these other people you talking about, Mr. Smith? Are you talking about people with common sense? Is that the some and the others? Some would say, and others would. Yes, the people with common sense, man. Oh, this dude, man.
A matter of fact, one witness was quoted as hearing Austin Metcalf said, "I don't want to fight you. I don't want to fight you." But Carmelo Anthony saying, "Touch me, put your hands on me, and watch what happens." A witness, not a witness to the actual stabbing, but somebody who was in attendance in the immediate aftermath of the stabbing, reportedly, according to testimony, sworn testimony, on the stand said they went to Carmelo Anthony, who had jogged away from the area of the incident. They walked up to him and they said, "What happened?" He said he put his hands on me, as in Austin Metcalf. He put his hands on me, so I stabbed him. That's not justification for killing someone. I would give anything to be able to say something definitively in Carmelo Anthony's defense.
So with his lawyer.
If there was a shred of innocence to the incident itself, I would say so.
I'm sorry, man. I ain't mean to be laughing at this boy.
I don't want to see another black young man going to jail. But I don't give a damn what your race. I don't give a damn about what your race, your ethnicity is. Just because you're white and young doesn't mean you deserve to be murdered. And just because you're black and young with challenges that black folks face every single day doesn't give you a license to murder someone.
Yo, see, this is where the disingenuous come. This where the BS come in. What we cut through on this here channel, man. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not a kid who had to go through challenges and the struggle. This guy, parents is both together in the same household. This boy live in the suburbs and a big old nice house. This dude is a lame. This dude is a lame. He's not cut from that cloth, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is what happened when lames try to play tough. This dude is a suburban kid. His mom got a great job. His dad had a great job. Top salesman at a Mercedes-Benz dealership. Getting that bag. Getting that bag. And then sold their son out. He talking about proper representation. They had the money for the proper representation. They raised it. 6, 7, damn near $1 million. The proper representation wanted $500,000, and they said no. And that proper representation was black. That dude was black. Yeah, they selling their sales out right now. They was up for a money grab, like we said they would. They was up for a money grab, and they sold their son up. They sold their son out, man. Because he definitely had dumbass representation.
That's what happened.
But this kid was privileged.
Now, I know there's some people out there that's going to look at this, and there's a lot of thoughts that's going to come to their mind. There's a lot of people that are in an uproar right now. Of course, when you talk about Frisco, Texas, you talk about stuff in the Dallas area, anybody with an incident like this is going to want to hear from Representative Jasmine Crockett. Obviously, she had a lot to say about this, and there are others who responded to what she had to say. Take a listen.
This wasn't someone who said, hey, let me stab you 5, 6, 7 times. And so when you're looking at the punishment range, there's a reason in Texas that it goes from 5 to 99 or life, because you are looking at how intentional, like how bad was this? 35 years for a kid who had decided to go under a tent that was not his team's tent as it was raining. The fact that there was little to no mercy seen or humanity seen when this black boy said that I was scared, or the fact that honestly anybody else who did something with such a small object, all I know is that it wasn't considered unlawful carrying of a weapon because the blade was not long enough.
No accountability whatsoever. And y'all, you know, taking up for these police officers that's trained that. Do you know how different it is to be at a track meet and a guy say, move out of my tent, and he say, I don't want to fight you, and you stabbed him, compared to a police officer who people are trying to beat and kill? The crazy thing is that they know that that's how it is, but the white kid is trying to reason with him and end up stabbing him. When he know doggone well, if them white boys came under his tent at his school, people be like, well, man, you got to get up out this tent or we're going to start throwing blows. And they act like they victims, knowing that they would have been fighting instead of talking in the first place.
To us, especially to teach our young black boys, because we have definitely seen this in our community where the slightest of things has touched off something that can't be reversed.
That's
and
true.
Decision making and
That's
discernment and wisdom. And those are not easy conversations to have in a world that sees them the way that they do, but we have to have them to save them.
The first woman was Representative Jasmine Crockett out of Texas. The second was Officer Tatum, a popular podcaster who was just on this show recently debating someone on the liberal side. He's a conservative. And the last person was Jamel Hill, who's been in this business for many years, doing outstanding work as a reporter, first for ESPN and obviously now for The Athletic. Everybody has a point. This is not about both sides. No, this is not what that's about. I'm just speaking about what they said there. See, you're not going to hear me say that Carmelo Anthony didn't deserve to be convicted. You had no business having a knife at the incident. You damn sure had no business pulling it out. And you damn sure had no business stabbing somebody in the heart, the chest, right ventricle, or what they said. You had no business doing that. Over an argument? For what? One incident ruined the rest of your life. You were crying after the verdict. You were crying approaching and re-entering the courtroom for sentencing. Because obviously, if you had to do it all over again, it's the last thing you would do. Why? So nobody is trying to absolve him from the heinous act that he committed. But listening to Representative Jasmine Crockett, I would ask an Officer Tatum or anybody else to pay attention to the specificity of what she said in this regard. She's talking about the 35-year sentencing. She's not touching on his innocence or guilt. And the reason why you touch on the 35-year sentencing, remember, she's licensed to practice law in Texas and Arkansas and federally, so she'd have a clue about what she's talking about. The reason why she brought this up is because of the case of Case and Allison. May not have heard that name before, but this person, Case and Allison, who obviously is not black, I shouldn't say obviously, but is not black, was sentenced to 10 years in prison after a 2022 stabbing at Belton High School that killed 18-year-old Jose Ramirez during a bathroom fight. This is also in Texas. But Allison was not convicted of murder. A jury instead found him guilty of criminally negligent homicide, a much lower level offense under Texas law. So what you're having is a situation where the law in Texas allows you to impose a sentencing of anywhere from, 5 years to 40 years or whatever it is. Whereas when it's criminally negligent homicide, that's a far lesser charge. So what they're saying is it's a similar incident. And if the incidents were similar, why is one sentenced for 10 years and the other is for 35?
That is the magic question. And what I don't understand is how you and everybody else out here, how just you didn't get the answer from the question. You see, because the answer, Mr. Smith, was in the question itself. The only thing that's similar about those two cases is that a knife was used. The only thing similar about those two cases is that a knife was used and it was two high school boys. What are you talking about, Jay? He just said that he stabbed. Yeah, he did. But I'm assuming if we had the full context of it, and I'm just spitballing here. I'm just spitballing. So, I'm just spitballing. I would assume that, first of all, these boys were fighting. See, that's the main objective right there. This was a fight. So I'm assuming the one who stabbed the other kid, I'm assuming he was getting his ass beat. He probably was getting pummeled. This is just my assumption. I don't know. Just like you ain't looked into it, I'm just spitballing. This is just my assumption, So I'm assuming that, maybe this kid was getting his ass beat and he just wanted to get up out that situation. And he pulled the knife out and poked Shorty, you know what I'm saying, just to get him up off of him. And he probably hit a main artery or something like that, and the kid bled out, But the big difference is I'm assuming, and see, I don't know, just like you don't know, but I wish you would have brought all the whole case up. You know what I mean? You should get the context. But see, y'all don't do that. Liberals don't do that. Y'all don't do that, man. But I'm just assuming that the kid was remorseful, probably bawled his eyes out, probably was sorry, probably let that be known, which is a big, big difference from the Carmelo Anthony case and the Carmelo Anthony family. You feel me? Because see, I've been following this case, man, and I'm pretty sure I haven't heard Carmelo Anthony, his mom, or his dad say I'm sorry. Now I could be wrong. I could be wrong, and if I am, I apologize. But I can state for sure as a fact that they ain't showing no remorse. You see what I'm saying? Now let's go back to Jasmine Crockett and Hill and Mr. Clickbait. Mr. Clickbait Tatum. You know what I'm saying? Um, First of all, Jasmine Crockett is a, not a very good lawyer if she don't know the answer to that question that I just answered for y'all. But I'm pretty sure she know because she is a lawyer. And what happened to all that yes queen? What happened to that accent and all that ghetto? What happened to all that? No, she ain't got nobody to perform for no more. Just act. I hate phony people. I really do. I really hate phony people, man. You know what I'm saying? But and that chick, Jamel Hill, as far as her being an outstanding reporter, you know, that's in the eyes of the beholder. You know what I mean? But nobody want to take accountability. Nobody want to take accountability. Shorty whole defense was wrong. I don't know who idea it was to go to trial, but that was an idiotic idea. And if they probably would have hired that $500,000 lawyer, he probably would have told him, look, man, this is what we gonna do here, man. We gonna throw yourself in the mercy of the court, man. You gonna bawl your eyes out, you gonna cry, you gonna apologize to that family. You gonna make Mrs. Metcalf believe that you did not mean to take her son away from her. Because I don't believe that Carmelo meant, even when he poked him, I don't believe he meant to take him away. But his actions made it so he couldn't get criminal negligence homicide. And when you go to trial, stuff like that's off the table. We don't know what even if they came with a plea deal or not. See, nobody ain't talking about that. We don't know that. We don't know if the prosecution came over there and said, hey, man, take this 20, 35 years, man, and get them up out of here, man. So nobody got to go through this. So the Metcalf family can have some justice and, you know, they don't have to go through this trial. So we don't even know if any of that even took place. You know what I'm saying? But criminal negligence homicide was off the table, man, right along with self-defense, bro. That's basically the same thing. In a certain context, you know what I'm saying? You defending yourself and criminal negligence homicide. Well, I guess it ain't the same thing. You know what I mean? So it's two different things. One, you defending yourself, so you're gonna walk. The other, you know, you was in a fight and you did something and you caused a person to die. You know what I'm saying? So they are not the same thing. So I'm gonna retract that statement. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's why, and that's the answer to your question. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this your boy Jay, man. I ain't got nothing else to say about this, man, because they out there acting crazy, man. People, I was watching it. The people out there in the courtroom, outside the courthouse, man. You got blacks on one side yelling, talking crazy, whites on the other side yelling, talking crazy, and it's insane, man. You know what I'm saying? And it needs to stop. You know what I mean? The white folks and the white folks could have easily stopped it, man. They could have easily stopped. They was asking the wrong question. They was asking it, and they was going the right way, but they was asking the wrong question. You know what I'm saying? They kept saying, What if the roles were reversed? What if the roles was reversed? You know what I mean? What if it was Austin Metcalf who did that to Carmelo Anthony? See, no, you didn't have to. You didn't have to role reverse. My white friends, y'all didn't have to role reverse. All you had to do was keep the same everything, the same scenario, same Carmelo Anthony. Just any one of the protesters out there, like old girl at the beginning, I don't know what to tell. I got 5 boys. All you had to do was ask her, what if the same scenario, track meet, everything the same. Just swap Austin Metcalf with one of her 5 boys. Ask her, would she still be out there talking about this is 35 years is too much and free Anthony, free Carmelo. Ask any one of the people out there. You ain't gotta switch races. You ain't gotta switch race. You ain't gotta switch nothing. All you gotta do is switch Austin with one of their children. That's all you gotta do. Switch Austin with one of their children. And watch, this is what you're gonna hear. Facts. Man, it's your boy Jay, man, from Hood Politics, man. Like and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I drop some new videos. Share this video with all your people. Follow me on TikTok, Hood Politics 5.1. I'm a big troll over there. Y'all love it. Y'all love it. All my Hood Politics family on TikTok, man. Come on over to YouTube, man. We're going to get this together. We're going to community over here as well. This your boy Jay, man, from Hood Politics. Checking in, and I'm checking out, y'all. Y'all know how we do it, baby.
I denounce you in the name of Jesus. Every devil gotta flee. You don't have no reason. I'm bold as a lion. I don't fear no evil. Blood of Jesus on me. I'm covered. I'm